Hello, friends. Welcome once again to the Madroit Podcast. I am Jordan Haynes. Alongside me is founder, CEO of Madroit, Winston Hofer. Win, what's going on, man?
The usual, a lot.
As always, as we would expect. Guys, Madroit Podcast, we're here to talk about a variety of marketing topics as they pertain to your business and trying to provide you some insights on how marketing can make an impact for your business. And today, we're actually talking about a topic that can make potential customers either want to sing your praises to everybody that they know, or could very well have them running for the hills, telling everybody to steer clear of you. And folks, that is ORM, your online reputation management and how you are perceived by your customers. So starting off with ORM, just highlighting for us, please, what is ORM? What are the reasons that people need to pay attention to it?
Online reputation management, really just reputation management. Online, it's offline. It's everything people are saying about your business. And it involves monitoring, influencing, and improving how people perceive your business.
Yeah. And I think why it's important, I think is a poor reputation, whether in real life or online, is something that can do severe damage to a business. We talk in person, you have a family friend or a relative that talks poorly about a restaurant experience that they had or a flower shop that they got flowers from. Online, it's even easier. You don't have to wait until you see that relative or that friend. They just leave a review. So then I go there before I ever shop. And now I'm looking at that review saying, oh, Sally had a terrible experience. Her flowers died the next day. And now all of a sudden it's gone way down. Now, poor customer feedback's one piece of it. Misinformation can certainly turn potential customers away as well. But it's important because so many customers and potential customers, right, check reviews before they ever make a purchasing decision. We all want to be informed before we make decisions. So they trust that online feedback almost as much as a personal recommendation because they believe that they're being more efficient. They can take on more reviews, but a lot of times there's more than meets the eye with some of those reviews that are being left. So I just use the flower shop thing, but who else really needs to make sure that their ORM is in a good standing and in a good place?
Yeah. So there's a few types that I think that are important to distinguish here. So you have your local service companies where Google, Bing, Yelp reviews matter. They matter a lot. Same with local shops of any sort. E-commerce companies, service providers, professional service companies, firms. It all matters. Google matters, but there's reviews that you can put on your website, right? And that helps. But being on a third-party platform like Google, it holds the most weight. And statistically, people are just as likely to read someone else's review and take that as if a friend told that to them.
So thinking about like where this actually covers, right? So ORM is going to cover a pretty broad spectrum, right? It's Google reviews, it's Yelp, it's social media, it's platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all places where you need to be monitoring your reputation, which to some may seem insane. To others, they may think nobody's going to ever actually leave me a review on a place like LinkedIn or Facebook or something like that. Oh, the truth is they can. And if they can, they will. So even on like specific forums and news sites as well, where people can go there and they know that they can voice their opinion for how their experience was with the product that you sell or the service that you provide. So anywhere your business can possibly be mentioned, ORM does apply. So making sure that you have a sound strategy in place for monitoring how you're being perceived online is, again, a critical component for your, not just your marketing, but for your business as a whole. So in terms of ORM and how we're talking about it here, when putting a strategy in place, is this like a one-time do it and then you have a sound process in place? Or is this something that kind of needs to be paid attention to all the time?
Yeah, I think you pull your hair out if you had to think about this every day, but you absolutely need a solid system and you need to be encouraging people to leave reviews. So that is something you should be doing every day, every opportunity that you can, but hopefully make it easy for yourself to do. We hope. ourselves and our clients do that as well. Just trying to make it easy to ask for a review, make it easy to leave a review. And then some of the other things like setting up tools to monitor mentions of you online can be really useful depending on the company. But yeah, forums, Reddit, Facebook, people share their opinion locally on those platforms. So monitoring those on a regular basis is really important.
Big time. And I think just from what you said right there, the regular monitoring of those can be crucial for any brand mentions that you have or responding to reviews. And one of the things that we like to highlight is that responding to reviews is not just important for somebody who says, oh my gosh, it was amazing. We loved it. Recommend it to everybody. It's not just important to give them a thank you right then and there. It's also important when somebody has raises their hand up, hits you with that 1 star, and they're like, this is the worst. Like, I had so and so come and they did this and they didn't do what they said they were going to do. Having a process in place to handle those can be a crucial piece of ORM and how you're perceived. Because if I have a negative comment or a negative review that just sits out there, goes unanswered, now it appears that not only did I neglect or do a poor job based on what the customer says, but now I'm neglecting and ignoring the fact that they're voicing their opinion after the fact. So somebody sees that and it's holy cow, I can't do business with them. I can't trust them.
Oh, you hit the nail on the head. It is so important. So often you see businesses not respond to negative reviews. And I think the shift there is really thinking about you're writing that review, yes, to acknowledge them, which everyone wants to feel heard. So that's part of responding to positive and negative reviews. And statistically, surveying people, like the sooner you do it, the better. They expect a response within 4 hours typically.
Yeah.
So a negative review even sooner, and just acknowledging them and then trying to bring that conversation offline, sure. But you are really responding. So anyone else who sees that review knows like you do care. As you mentioned, like it's just so spot on. It bears repeating because yeah, not responding to is just such a rough look.
Yeah. And I think that, like you said, the timeliness of that response is crucial because nobody wants to see you respond 2 weeks after the fact when this person got food poisoning from your restaurant. At least that's what they say.
Yeah.
I just think like the timeliness of it shows that you care, shows that that person that had a poor experience, you're recognizing that, would 1000% recommend looking to take that conversation offline. If that's speaking directly with somebody at your place of business, or if you're going to reach out to them or you provide them an email or something to get the conversation off of the platform. So then you and the customer, you've given the customer the opportunity to resolve the situation with you personally. Shows that personal touch and how much you care. Again, our main point here, online reputation management, is truly your digital storefront and reflects the trustworthiness, quality, and reliability of your business. So properly managing that, of course, ensures that you control the narrative about your business and also how it's perceived, and not letting others do that for you.
So just a quick note, this ties so closely into local SEO and is such a big component of that I think it's worth mentioning. Check out that episode that we have done recently about local SEO.
Yeah. I know the local SEO and ORM really do pair very closely together. And I think I'll share a story here that I think pertains to both ORM and local SEO and how they work together. So if you're like a local restaurant, for example, and you've been hit with just several negative reviews after a staffing issue that you're having. So let's even think back to COVID times when folks were coming and going on the restaurant industry, and it was very difficult times for sure. But that restaurant, their ratings plummet, and you're just watching your overall rating go down. However, if you have a solid ORM strategy and you're willing to acknowledge, respond to those negative reviews with genuine apologies and striving to fix the issue and communicate with those folks that are leaving those negative reviews, and then pairing that with encouraging customers that have had a good experience to go on and leave you a positive review, those things can work in tandem to say, okay, positive reviews going up with customers that had a great experience, negative reviews, they are negative. However, we're still acknowledging them. So people can see that we're willing to work on the issues that these people have voiced their complaints about. Overall, they can rebuild their reputation over time. They can regain customer trust, and they ultimately will see their ratings and customer numbers improve again. And all that stems back to just an overall willingness to communicate with folks, not back away when they have a negative review or they voice a complaint, but to be willing to acknowledge it, recognize that you do have measures in place that are going to help out with those issues that they experienced, but ultimately just an overall desire to meet with those customers, talk with those customers, even if it is just an online exchange. You're doing your part to acknowledge and then ultimately correct the things that they're frustrated about. Because in today's world, we all know that your reputation travels faster than ever with all of the different forms and platforms that we have available. So, single bad review can spread like wildfire, and you need to make sure that you are there to manage it properly by taking control of your reputation online. And you can influence how customers perceive you, and of course, overall ensure that your business is seen in the best possible light to create those repeat customers out of every possible spot. So, again, friends, I thank you so much for tuning into our episode today. If you like what you heard, please make sure that you like and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your podcast. And as always, if you have any questions or if you'd like to suggest something for me and when to talk about here, please get in touch with us at madroitmarketing.com/podcast. Thanks, guys.